What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and we are back on the road to #1 in the world. Of course, we are currently sitting at 152 in the world, just above 1,300. We can push back up, I'm sure of it. Okay, into the first game of the day here. We're against I messaged him again and he was down, so let's get straight into the game. First one, we got Grauzone, so we should be somewhere in Austria with that language and these mountains. And I'm not really too sure whereabouts is good, but given that it's a small country, I'm just going to go here and hope for the best. At such early stages, 200 points is not going to be much of an issue for him at all. Okay, next round here, and we are looking at some kind of, is it Tunisia? It looks like Tunisia to me. We have a yellow plate, which you do sometimes see in Tunisia. And where's our follow car? He is a little bit far away here, so it's actually hard to say where we are. Do we actually see him? It says Sfax, but I don't think that means we're going to be in Sfax, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, well, I don't really know where this is. I'm just going to go for Tunis here because it feels like quite a big city, but it could be elsewhere as well. And it was just in Susa, which makes sense. But yeah, no big damage at all there. So a fairly standard start to the episode. I really hope we can do some climbing today. I'd love to do some climbing because we've been down from where we were a few episodes ago, and I really want to get back. Okay, these trees I associate more with south. We also have mountains to our east. Do we have any to our west there? Would be great to know. It doesn't seem like we can see any, but okay, what about phone numbers? Do we see any of those? Not really. Okay, I kind of associate it more with south. I'm just going to click central southern here and see, and it was south indeed. Very nice. But he also got the vibe, so yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to two good players, then it should be that there's nothing happening until the healing round and after. Okay, but this one doesn't look like it'll change anything. Should be fairly standard Europe. Looks like an Italian speed sign with this font to me. And that would all check out with everything else we see, I believe. We do see an Italian license plate, so I'm going to go fairly far south in the boot here. Even if it is like the middle of Sicily here, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's just going to be Palmyra there. Goes for the same guess. I mean, I kind of knew it was there, but ultimately he's going to get all the points back in the healing round anyway. So yeah, it's completely chill. Obviously, we don't really have anything to heal up here, so we'll insta-guess, but he will as well, because there's really no point in guessing much here when you have a British house staring in front of you. Also, in Britain, they use longer middle lines, generally speaking, than Ireland. I mean, when you see these long ones, should be somewhere in the UK rather than in Ireland. He just water hedges anyway, and of course, it's well enough to get him up to full health, so let's head into the next round where we're both on 6,000. Ooh, we have a bit of tracker here next to a boat. This could spell disaster for either of us, to be honest. Where are we looking at here? Okay, big cabbages. I don't really know. Like, we could actually probably go for some language here. Okay, where's the sun, firstly? Sun's to the south. Would say it's just Europe, then. Might just go for a guess here, to be honest. I'm going for it. Ooh, could it be North America? Surely not. It feels like, ooh, could it be? I just assume with that house it's European, but I mean, this also feels more European to me. These buses look like European buses, not American ones, but I could be completely wrong. We'll see what this ends up being, and we get lucky this time. It's just Croatia. He goes Norway. Not a bad guess, I feel like, but hey, we get lucky. 3.4k there. I doubt that moving would have helped too much either, unless there was some obvious language. Even still, I might not have known it, so that's fine. Next one here is France. Now, I would say this kind of feels Western to me. But how far south is interesting. This is a palm, so I feel like this is pretty, like, southwestern, like near Bordeaux or something like that. We'll see. I like to put the pressure on when we're ahead on HP, but yeah, I feel like this is a good shout, and wow, we just 5k'd. It is just Bordeaux. We did actually see some vineyards in the distance. I didn't even realize until then, and obviously that's fantastic damage. So we could go for almost a flawless here, and the next one is Botswana, which I like. It's a country I've done a bit of practice on. This could be Maun, could be elsewhere though. This time I'm actually not so sure. Normally I like to get the vibe a bit better than this. Could just be Gaborone as well. So I feel like it is kind of sandy enough to send Mound here, just like we do see like a significant amount of sand right here, but I might just send Central Northern in case it is one of these cities over here. Also, that way we could actually knock him out if it's not Mound, but it is just Mound. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to try something out there. It's not going to be a huge amount of damage, but you see, we lost 1,000 points, but we would have gained 1,000 points if it was a nutter, for example. So I think it was a worthwhile risk. Anyway, next one here, we're on triple damage. We can still move. And we may do that on a round like this, because North America is pretty tricky. Yeah, I'm going to move, see if we can find anything on this intersection over here. So, we see a little bit going around. Let me see, okay, do we actually see anything on this here? Like, speed limit 30, so it's US. It feels, could be Western here. Could be Western. Now I'm trying to look at plates. Could be like, ooh, I don't actually know. Okay, now how do I get to, like, actually figure this out? Whether we're East or West? Like, vibes-wise, it's not clear to me. probably still have to go east, right? But I don't know. Like, I haven't seen anything that actually gives it away yet. Okay, let's check out plates here. More in-depth. Blue ones, for sure. Man, he's probably moving as well, to be honest. Okay, let's go back to start and go the other direction here. Did we go that way? I think we went the other way, yeah? Okay. There's surely something here to give it away. Like, okay, speed limit, like, still just standard stuff. It's not the Oregon one, so we know it's not Oregon. At least most of the time. What does that say? Fairfax County. That feels maybe more East Coast of a name. I don't know, he's gone for the same approach as us and we still haven't figured it out. Maybe this tree feels pretty West Coast, no? I feel like this is just like Washington State. I don't know. Like, I'm still not confident though, so I feel like this is worth it to just make sure, because it obviously decides the duel here. He goes for the guess, okay. So, I mean, I feel like I go West Coast here. I feel like it feels good. I don't know. We have enough blue plates for me to say, like, okay, it's definitely, like, some state with blue plates. Washington has blue plates. I can't really tell the difference too well, so we're going to go Seattle here. And it was, of course, just Washington. The other Washington. Damn it. I'm glad. Well, yeah, I mean, that's obviously the duel right there. We deserve to win, I would like to say, but obviously a terrible USA guess is never excusable. I mean, to be fair, most of our damage was done on the Croatia, which was a bit of a dumb round as well. Okay, this time we're against Bramus something. Okay, it's a different player. I was meant to queue with Amin High, but mustn't have worked. Anyway, this one's just going to be somewhere in Lima, so a good start. Hopefully he doesn't know, but I mean, it's in the middle of the country, so presumably he will. Okay, and it was, and of course he gets it right, so yeah, very standard world map stuff, just the capital city. I mean, the amount of Peru that's in the capital on world map is kind of gross, bro. I should really add some locations elsewhere, because I actually know Peru at least okay. Anyway, next one here is going to be somewhere in Bangladesh. And I am thinking that this kind of looks fairly northern to me, although I'm really not that good at Bangladesh. I'm going to click around Mymensingh, maybe this direction here, or maybe this direction here. I'm going to go here. I don't really know where it is, but obviously Bangladesh being a small country shouldn't be too bad. Now, if he's gone either direction, I don't think you'll find out much here, but it is possible that he screws up the country. We didn't see that much language yet. I mean, if you look over here, yeah, there's not that much language here, so it is possible that he screws this up. And no, I guess we had the roof rack at the start. Anyway, good guess from me there. Actually managed to figure it out, so I'm happy with that. But let's head through to round number 3 here, which is looking to be somewhere where I'm not quite sure here. We have like some poles here with like riffles in them. We have a fairly big blur here. Now, where is this? I think it's Cambodia, yeah? Couldn't quite figure it out. I was actually thinking, like, Nigeria. I had to check the blur. But yeah, with these, like these waffle poles, they're quite common in Cambodia. And we had, like, a blue roof over here somewhere, did we not? Yeah, like a blue roof. That feels very Cambodian to me. And so, it was just Phnom Penh there. He's slightly closer. Yeah, very much a standard round indeed there. Fairly rural, I mean, in terms of an urban location, so there wasn't much writing or anything, but no doubt he was able to move to find some. Okay, next one here. We're going to be somewhere in Slovakia, Hungary, probably. Hungarian roofs here. Yeah, I'm just going to go for Hungary here. Obviously, we're going to head through to the healing round here. He'll probably get the country, so it's not really going to be too much of an exciting or interesting round here. Okay, and of course he gets it 200 points there. Not really too much to speak about there. We move through to the healing round. Both of us just need a little bit of healing, so I'm going to insta-guess once I know the continent here. And it looks like it's going to be where? Like Indonesia or something like that, I would say. What's this graveyard? I don't really know. I'm just going to go for Indonesia. We only have 300 points to heal here, so I feel like that's absolutely fine. Maybe should have clicked a bit further north just in case it's Thailand or something, but no, we got the black car here. I think we're absolutely chilling. Just a fairly difficult round. I mean, this is not, like, clear, but yeah, he actually manages to get it there. So, I mean, it's a high rated player. It's not really a surprise. And we're going to head through to the next round, which is finally onto some multis, where the game truly starts. And is it going to be Belgium or Netherlands? I would say Netherlands here with this yellow plate. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Netherlands indeed. Not really sure. I mean, it kind of looked like Belgium a little bit, so I'm going to go southern here. Could easily be northern. When you're in an estate in Netherlands, I don't really think it's that easy to region guess unless you're from the Netherlands or know some regional hints. And as for this one, that's exactly where we are. In some kind of a big old, yeah, it's just going to be fairly central there in Netherlands. Not really that guessable in my opinion. Clicking middle would have been a good idea, but hey, I wanted to try something out. Next one here is double damage. What are we going to be looking at here? This feels fairly difficult. Got like water on the ground. He feels like Ukraine. Could it be Kryvyi Rih just because of like the redness of the soil here? I'm going to try it. Why not? Let's go. It's a fairly difficult round, I think. And so it could still be Russia or something, I guess. As we come out over here, I feel like Kryvyi Rih actually might be the call here. We have some fairly decent hills in the background. Maybe they're a bit too big for Kruviri area, but maybe not. It's still possible to me. We'll see where exactly this actually is. And it was just Russia there, all the way in Ulyanovsk. So definitely a good guess from our opponent. We go down 4,000 points there. Don't really regret my guess, to be honest. We were just in the middle of like some trees, and moving around wouldn't have helped that much. I still like my guess once I moved around. Anyway, next one here should be somewhere in Philippines. I think we just have to go here and try and like get some kind of an advantage back. Feels like middle of Philippines. I feel like this is a good guess. We could see it being further north or south, but to me it feels like that. I have no doubt this opponent will manage to get this because we have the like typical concrete road that you see in Philippines as well. So yeah, I don't think this is too much of a big ask, but we'll see. And it was actually far north there. We both go Panay. Yeah, is that gettable? I don't really know. Like, definitely gettable for a very experienced Philippines player, but not many people are that. So, triple damage here. Hopefully we can find something fairly difficult. This is like a repeat. Now, was it like in Budapest or something like that? Ooh, is that a Romanian flag? Okay, I'm just going to trust the flag here. I don't really want to move around and around like this. Let's see if it's actually Bucharest. I mean, it's Generation 2, so that definitely makes sense. Like, he's going to move this direction and see it anyway, and probably just guess Budapest as well. And Bucharest as well, and it was Bucharest. Okay, so fairly unfortunate that we could see the flag there, but to be fair, I wouldn't have gone Romania, so maybe it's actually fortunate. Yeah, it's probably actually fortunate that we saw it. Okay, now we have some, like, is it like the Thames River or something like that? I don't really know. Kind of feels like it, or could it be Amsterdam? French flag there is a bit strange. British flag. We have a Lidl. What does it feel more like here? Okay, yeah, that looks, I mean, Universitäts. That's like Germanic language. Surely this is Amsterdam. Again, don't really want to move. Like, should just be there, right? Okay, we're there. Great. This has been a bit of a painful duel so far. So many crappy rounds. Nothing really that interesting in my opinion, apart from the Russia round, which was fairly interesting, but we screwed it up, so that's no good. Okay, next one here is actually good for us, I think. Should just be somewhere in Malaysia. Yeah, fairly generic here. Would say this is probably... that's a bit of an interesting one. Big sticker there. Yeah, maybe a bit further north then. I would just go, like, maybe here. I don't really know. It's like somewhere. Somewhere in Malaysia. He'll get it, no doubt, but can he out-hedge us here? Because he will just knock us out if he gets a good guess. I feel like these are, like, more north style of black stickers, but we'll see. Like, it's still hard to figure it out. And we are still waiting. Maybe it's Kelantan. Okay, well, it's actually Perak indeed. That's good damage, at least. We're doing something there. That's going to be over 1,000. Yeah, 1.7k. Brings it back into the balance. Now we can feel good, have good chances. But we're in Trekker again. No way. Where is this? I have no idea. I think we're going to have to move here, no? Let's go get some extra info. How many Trekkers can we get, man? I don't know where this is, to be honest. Maybe an Italian island or a Spanish island could make sense here. The people here are pretty Caucasian looking, so maybe even, yeah, a bunch of blonde hair. Could this even be like UK or something? I feel like that's actually a decent shout as well. Maybe like Irish coast or something like that. Okay, can we actually gain anything here? Not that much. Like French North Coast might be the best hedge here. Any language? I mean, it's Generation 2. It's not going to be legible, I think. What does that say? Jumbo. Yeah, I'm going to go between Britain and Ireland here. Feels okay. I'm going to try that. Like Jumbo. Surely that, like, I don't think Jumbo would be as common to see in, like, France or Spain or, like, Italy as a place name. Cobblestone feels decent. I don't know, this is interesting. We have, like, West Coast. I think this is West Coast Ireland, if I had to, like, make a proper guess here. And it was actually in Bornholm. That makes sense, because it's, like, a touristy place, and, I don't know, they just happen to have an English place name. To be honest, makes perfect sense. Didn't think of it, and that is another fat L. Okay, next opponent is 800 rated, and we start with another Trekker. This is, like, beyond ridiculous, bro. Okay, do we go Northern Mariana Islands or something here? We have Chinese, yeah. Okay, is it going to be more of this stuff? No way, bro. I'm actually, like, really, this many in a row? Oh, this is just not a very good map, guys, I must say. But is that bay actually looking correct at all? Could just be Bermuda here, to be fair. I think with the Asian writing, I would have thought it was here, but I don't actually see the right bay. Maybe it's over here or something, or I don't really know. Okay, it was actually Guam, 600 points. Like, okay, whatever. I mean, at least we got the right vibe. I probably should have at least tried to 5k, but, I mean, I couldn't be bothered. Okay, next one here. We are driving left, are we? That doesn't quite make sense to me. I guess it's actually just going to be Malaysia, though. Yeah, chevrons fit for Malaysia. Could it still be somewhere where we're driving the wrong side of the road? I mean, we're definitely left-hand drive here. That's set up for left-hand drive as well. Surely this is Malaysia. It's a bit weird. I think actually Peninsula versus, like, Borneo is kind of tough here. I'm going to try Borneo. But will he actually manage to find any clues here? That's another question, indeed. I kind of feel like it is near where I clicked. I don't know, like Peninsular Malaysia is still very possible. Chevrons look good. They have like a black outline in Malaysia, and we see a black outline here, and it was Sabah there. So that's at least some decent damage to get him back. About 2,000 points there, so really can't complain there. When I saw a big mountain in the distance, I really should have gone Sabah there, but obviously if it was Peninsula, it would have been bad damage. Next one here is looking like UK, France. Yeah, probably UK here, I would say. These black things on the pole that look like the pole's holding like a microphone or something. I feel like that is quite UK, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Like, interesting, like redwood here. That's interesting indeed. But yeah, feeling good about my guess here. Maybe a bit further south, if I had to say. Like, Manchester might not feel that warm. And it was actually South Ireland there. Definitely could have been either. I didn't even mention it, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, good guess by him, I guess. Didn't really pick up on the vibe fully. Next one here, looking to be somewhere. Where? In the US of A. Tim Hortons, maybe Canada here. Fairly Healy. Yeah, it says Canada there. Do we see any area code plates? Plates have a yellow sticker there. I like BC here for sure. Now the question is, whereabouts is best? Some hills. I think it's just outskirts of maybe like Abbotsford or something. Outskirts of Vancouver, maybe Kelowna, maybe Vernon. They're the other possibilities. I don't think we're too far north here. I think we should be pretty much correct. Now the question is there any obvious clues for him? 604 is yeah, I think that should be Vancouver area as well. So yeah, that's good. Okay, and it was, and we're gonna knock him out there because that is a good enough guess. He does the opposite of what we did earlier. Unfortunately, it's no good for us because we only gained 3 points from that. Okay, next opponent here, Pirawat, is a 900 rated player, so should be looking to guess quickly again here, get that kind of early win. And we have a short antenna here. Definitely not easy, actually. Quite a bit of like farmland. I think, yeah, this kind of architecture in the background. Can see like southern Poland here maybe as being best. Yeah, I feel like that's best. Czechia, France, even like something further south in Europe is quite possible here, but this rolling landscape reminds me of where I clicked. I think also, architecture is a bit strange, like it kind of almost feels a bit like Croatian or something. I don't know, I feel like our guess is still decent. It was Czechia there, okay, interesting. Like a very white house there is not necessarily what I expect to see, but definitely possible, and he gets the right country there, so not a bad effort from our opponent here, definitely showing some strength in round one. Round two is very, very generic. We have like a North American style of hydrant there. This time I think it's East Coast. I do. Why don't we go for where we had it last time in Washington? Maybe that's actually going to be decent here. But let's take a look around here to see if we haven't made a big mistake. So yeah, I think it feels pretty good here. Feels pretty good. Feels like East Coast more than West Coast to me. Could still be West, as we've seen. I have some troubles with that, but okay, it's just Greensboro in North Carolina there, and it's going to be 400 points of damage. So again, another good showing from our opponent here. And now we have to see what's on round number 3 here, which looks like maybe North Peru. Could be South Peru. Do we see any tricycles? We don't see any tricycles here. Maybe South is actually better here, in my opinion. Yellow thing on the pole. Interesting. I don't really know what that would mean, but I don't think it's like deep South. So why don't we try Nazca here? North is still so possible, so I kind of want to go around here, see if we can see any tricycles. It was actually just in fairly North Peru, and yeah, it's going to be good damage. He goes for Chile. That's the good thing about guessing quickly against a weaker opponent, but yeah, he seems to be decent, so I mean, we can't be too confident at all either. Next one here, Radstadt. Something here. Probably Austria, right? Radstadt I've never heard of. We have a short antenna. Yeah, it is Austria. Don't really know. I'm going to click middle here, just because I want to put the pressure on him. He may panic and not realize where it is. Instead, he basically 5Ks. But to be fair, it was in the middle of the country, so that I got very close as well. Okay, so we're headed through to the healing round here. Obviously, we want to get pretty close here in order to get to full health, but also to prevent him from getting too much healing. And this is fairly difficult. Okay, so sun is to the north, southern hemisphere. I would say then Argentina is most likely here. We have the like kind of pale car here. Surely Argentina is possible. What are these like little goats on the side of the road? Interesting. Yeah, so I'll just go here. Now, what else is possible? I don't think Brazil is particularly likely here. We have a hill in the background, and yeah, he goes Botswana. Fair enough guess, it kind of looked like Botswana, but obviously that's great for us. We get to full health, he doesn't gain anything, and we head through to 1.5 times damage with a fairly significant lead here. Not too bad. Okay, so what are we looking at here then? Some blue strips on the plates. Okay, interesting. Okay, we've got holy poles. In a way that makes me think maybe Romania here, but it's very difficult to say. Like, wooden pole, it feels like a nice neighborhood, that's for sure. Architecture probably more Romanian than anything. I might try like Cluj here, just as a hedge. And it was actually in Budapest. That is interesting to me. Why didn't I think... I just thought the architecture didn't feel particularly Hungarian. But, okay, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I kind of click between anyway, so it's fine. Here we have Curacao car. Now, the question is, how well does he know his Google cars? Because if he doesn't, obviously it's game over. This is too hard to guess without Google car if you don't know it. But, I mean, architecture is definitely different in Curacao than elsewhere in South America. So you can get it that way as well if you're quite experienced. But he managed to know it by the car, so that's good. Or by the vibes, we don't know. That's 2.5 times damage now in a fairly even game. Kigali, maybe. We'll see the car here. Yeah, it is Kigali. Just staring at the fence, I somehow knew. I don't know. Like, I guess it's just the fact that it seems like, yeah, I guess we could see those hills in the background. Makes sense. Now, does he know his new cars? He probably does if he's already guessed. We'll see, though. And he does. Very nice. Normally, the Kigali rounds are north of the yellow line, but obviously that doesn't do any damage to us. So hopefully not guessing closer doesn't bite us in the bum later on. It probably will not. Triple damage here. We are looking at maybe some Croatia. South Croatia seems great to me here. Yeah, with no blue strip on the plate as well. Surely this is South Croatia. I would say it's deep south, just because it feels kind of Greek and it feels very dry as well. Could be much further north as well, to be fair. But this is the vibe it gave me. We'll see about that, if it's true or not. Also, these rock walls are a great clue for Croatia as well. And it was quite a bit further north there, but we are at a significant advantage here, having gone in the right country, and we knock him out. So that's great. News, we're actually going to gain a little bit here. 4 points. That's not too bad. Okay, one last game here. We're against Free Thinker 040. Let's see how things are going against him here. Looking like we're going to be somewhere in, surely, inside the beautiful country of Singapore here. It definitely looks like the right font on the sign, so, but yeah, I don't know, my Singapore guessing is like not as confident as it should be. When I saw a yellow plate, I was like, could this really be Hong Kong? But we're fine. Okay, next one here, we're looking at somewhere in like maybe North Romania. I don't know, it could be south as well. I might click middle here because this is pretty generic stuff, and hope that he doesn't know the poles, which is quite possible. Now, I don't really think this landscape is possible in any of the other holy pole countries. For example, Hungary wouldn't have like rolling hills with no trees like this, in my opinion, would normally be quite flat. But hey, I'm ready to eat my words if I'm wrong. It was actually on the Hungarian border, but he goes France. Good to put the pressure on there. Didn't know the holy poles, so we get 2.6k damage. Free Thinker 040 in early trouble here, it would be fair to say. If we beat him quickly, we can play one more. But okay, next one here. Yeah, pole tops are not particularly familiar to me. Oh, I know that. I know that. That should be around here, right? Yeah, around this kind of area, I think. When you have this rounded plate, like this one here, I think this should be around where I clicked, like this kind of like south of Nagoya kind of area, as far as I remember. I'm not the best with the Japanese clues, but I think that one is fairly consistent, and we should be decently close here. And we are. It was in Aichi instead, and he goes near Tokyo, so it's going to be another 1,000 points almost there. Very good stuff indeed. Man, if we can knock him out in the next few rounds, then we'll definitely do another duel here, but let's see what we got on this round. Looking like maybe somewhere in Malaysia, actually. Yeah, we've got a green street sign here. Malaysia is going to be the call here. It's not one of those typical Singaporean ones. Now, may he go Singapore here? It definitely gave me Singapore vibes off the bat. If he's observant, he'll see this this Malaysian flag right here. But yeah, I mean, ooh, Penang. Palu, Penang. Yeah, it's actually going to be Penang, isn't it? That made a lot of sense in hindsight. I think that was the standard Penang street sign. But the thing is, like, Kuala Lumpur does a whole lot of things, so it's hard to remember what you get there as well. Next one's healing. We don't need a heal. It should be Brazil, though, I assume. Let's take a look around. Yeah, this is like this... interesting. I'm actually not sure about north or south in Brazil yet. It kind of feels north. I'm looking at, like, all the different clues we have available. It is north here. It's a good guess from our opponent. Quite an unlucky healing round. Normally, they're a lot easier than that, but, yeah, not a bad guess. Maranello is definitely tough to get in a situation like that, I think. Anyway, next one here is 1.5 times damage. Going to look to guess as quickly as we can. And it should be, like... Norway, I would have said. We could move for additional clues here. It feels hilly enough to say Norway would be safe, right? That's my opinion here. I'm just gonna go like here. I don't really know where this is, to be honest, but let's like take a gander down the road here and see if we can work out where it actually is. I mean, like, yeah, it's Norwegian signage, so we're going to be close, presumably. I like maybe a bit further north here, just with like the snow coverage. I feel like that's something you see around Mo i Rana, but we'll see. And it was indeed around Mo i Rana. Okay, well, I really wanted to guess there, but something like gave me a little bit of south about it as well, even before I saw the snow, I was going to mention it. But okay, can we knock him out just in the next few rounds? Surely we can. Bit of winter coverage here. Feels fairly western. What does that say? Ooh. I mean, we should move here. I think so. Well, let's check out what we got here. So we are going to be looking at something surely this side, I would have thought. Do we see the B 140? It's smaller, I guess. Molly Bana. Well, let's get the big one. Shoshong. Where's Shoshong? I have no idea where that place is, to be honest. Okay, let's guess up here. He may have found it, to be honest. Shoshong. It should be a bigger place, right? Okay, landscape-wise, I think we kind of click more middle here. I think this is safer because there's more stuff going on around there. And it was indeed over there. He actually didn't know when he guessed, so it's going to be enough to knock him out, I think. Not quite. Okay, so it wasn't quite worth it to move there, perhaps, considering we didn't find anything, but at least we made the good switch. And the next one here should be like Kiev, I guess, with the kind of big city vibes here, I guess. That would be my main thought. What else is possible? I don't really know. Doesn't really seem to say it there. Bagage? Yeah, I don't know. Let's go for this one here. We shall see where this actually is. I feel like it's good. And so it was actually in Varash, which that actually was the name of the town. I had no idea. He goes in Russia, so that's actually fine for us. And we'll go for one more here. Why not? Okay, let's finish it off here with one against I Mean High. I hit him up again, and he was keen. So let's see if we can take out the dub like we really should have on the first game. Okay, we're looking at some Lesotho here. Let's hope he gets it in quickly because this one is definitely Lesotho. And he does, and it's something. Okay, next one here. We have a yellow plate there. École. Kind of French sounding, right? A there could remind us of Austria a little bit. Blue on both sides of the plates though, so yeah, this is France. Can we see a phone code? That would be the next thing to search for, I believe. If it was a later round, I'd definitely move for it, but doesn't seem like we can see any phone codes here. Well, I think like Paris is decent here, but it definitely feels like a big city, but I'm not so sure. I'm also tempted to just click middle. I don't know, I'm going to click middle. I see some like architecture where I'm not really so sure, so I'm going to click middle here. And it was just Paris here, obviously he 5Ks. That was my other thought. It's only going to cost us 700 damage. Before the healing round, I think that's worth it. But we'll see based on the next two rounds whether it was or not. This one looks like it's going to be Finland or something like that to me. Yeah, I mean, we don't have an antenna. What's with that? No antenna Finland, I think, is pretty rare, if it exists. So maybe it's actually... But it doesn't feel like Norway, so I guess it is Finland. What else can this be, realistically? Architecture definitely feels northern, so does the like climate and landscape, so I guess this is just Finland. I really want to move around to see what the lack of antenna actually is going on about here, but yeah, I think I'm just going to go for there. He's also definitely considering the same thing, I think, based on how long he's taken to move here. And it was actually some rare no antenna Sweden instead in Umeå there, so it's another 500 points, so it clearly did not pay off to not have guessed in the last one properly in Paris. So next one here is going to be a fairly simple Porto España. Should be somewhere in Portugal near Spain, surely. Porto España, could that be up here? I mean, it kind of reminds me more of the south, right? So, I don't know. Unless it's just in the middle of the country instead. Can we actually see anything else here? Maybe it actually feels a bit further north. Could see it. Surely we got the right country here. I think so. I'm going to go for it up here. Why not? Let's see. And it was actually all the way on the border there. Makes sense. Were they actually... connected? Was it actually just Porto and Spania, or am I tripping? I don't know. Regardless, it's not a bad result. We get to the healing round here. Obviously, he's going to insta-guess. We're going to have to try and get a good South African guess here, which is kind of tough. Feels like maybe Cape Town to me, but there are still other places it can be. I think I have to go Cape Town, though. I mean, it just looks like Cape Town to me. CA. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's actually a regional code, but we're going to try Cape Town here. And it was Cape Town. Very nice indeed. We're going to heal basically to the maximum there, so that's about as good as we could have hoped for. And now the real duel begins. Okay, so let's see if we can make it count here. 1.5 times damage. We have a Yatius Silva there, looking absolutely fly. We should be somewhere in Brazil, which is pretty scary. It's a big country. Kind of feels quite northern, and yet also kind of not. Phone code there is there. Maybe we should move that. Do I move, bro? That's really tempting, isn't it? So I think it either says 6-1 or 8-1. If it's 6-1, it would be like somewhere like around Brasilia. And if it's 8-1, it would be around like Natal. That's a big difference. Overall, which do I prefer? Could click between them. I'm gonna leave it where I have it, to be honest. We'll see if that pays off or not. And it was right there, actually. We managed to... we clicked the nearest town somehow. That's actually nuts. 1,000 points damage for a pretty good guess from our opponent as well. So that's kind of crazy. I think he might have moved for the hint, to be honest. And he plays the same rules as I do. So we'll see about that. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, next one here is fairly standard, like North Shri. I would say, or like Central North Shri. We have quite a few palms, so I guess it could be south, but I like out my guess. And yeah, we go for the same thing there. That's nice indeed. Man, oh man, what a crazy guess on Brazil there. Well, finally some luck coming our way in tonight's recording session, which has not been going all that well. Next one here, will it be India? Looks like it will be. Now, I do know some India metas here. Don't really... Ooh, that could actually be a Punjab pole top. I may actually be tempted to go for that here. What does it say on there? Not much. Yeah, it looks like a Punjabi pole top, man. I want to try it here. A little bit risky, perhaps. But let's go in the main city in Punjab here. And no, it was just Delhi. Okay, clearly don't know my pole tops well enough there. A bit of a big risk. Like, obviously it was just going to be Delhi, but I wanted to try. I mean, hey, that's what Geoguessr is about. Like, learning. Obviously, this series is not the be-all and end-all. I've got to be learning while I'm playing as well, right? So that's my justification for going for that one. And this one should just be Tel Aviv, I assume. And it was, and we are close, so that's good. A bit of a breathe around there as we're still only 1,000 points behind here. It's really not that big, well, almost exactly 1,000 points behind. Really not that big of a deal. Now we are 3.5 times damage where? In language. Looks like it's going to be Hungarian to me. And I will go for middle Hungary here just because it's flat. This is probably Budapest, to be honest. But I don't know. Could that... It almost looks like it says Balaton, which is the name of the lake, but I don't think it actually says that. It just says something else. Anyway, we're not that far from Budapest here, so we don't like lose too much, even if we are wrong. And he actually goes in Slovakia there, misses the language, ends up being all the way west, so maybe... I don't think it actually said anything to do with Balaton, but happens to be that would have been a good guess. We're to quadruple damage now, which is looking like somewhere in southern Africa? Yeah, I mean, no. Actually, probably going to be somewhere in... Indonesia. Now, where is the question? I mean, we could move around for like pole tops and stuff. I don't really think we need to do that. I think this is more just feeling like nooses or something like that, surely. Very thin pole here. It is a bit strange, I must say. I don't know, I feel like I'd go for this. Trust my gut? Or go for more info? Trust my gut. Trust my gut on this occasion. I think this is right. Taking a look around. Okay, very good. We got like a nooses pole right there. And I think he used his moving already, so this could be a knockout round. It's pretty good, at least. It ends up being east rather than west. I kind of thought it might be west because it was a bit greener where we started off, but that's okay. Okay, so back into the balance here. 4.5 times damage now. Germany. We could move for info here. That's actually quite valid. Or we could go quickly. Winter coverage here. That's probably just Hamburg or something. Hamburg street signs do kind of look like that. But I might go... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go halfway between... I'm going to go Bielefeld, halfway between Hamburg and the Ruhr area. That way we stay in if it's a really good Ruhr guess, and if it's Hamburg, we gain some points. And if he goes Hamburg, and it is there as well, it's not too bad for us. Okay, that's my logic here. And it is Hamburg. Should have just gone for it, man. I mean, it's pretty easy Hamburg, but I'm just too worried at this point in the match. 2.2k there, as I said, like that was kind of the calculation there. And now we have to get lucky. So 5 times damage here. We should have just moved and gone for some concrete information, bro. This one's obviously one we're moving in. It's probably just like a Latvia or something like that, but we're going to go for our info here. Can we get to info? Will he guess instantly? Okay. Ooh, that feels like maybe Estonian. Maybe. I would love to get to a sign here, please. Okay, that crossing sign is the attached neck Estonian one. Very good indeed. Okay, so surely the Italian is fine here. No, it's south border and he goes Latvia, bro. That's so annoying. That's 800 points damage. Oh my goodness. Could have clicked middle, but man. Okay, 5.5 times damage here. This looks like a difficult round, potentially. Okay, it's just going to be the Western car in Bangladesh. I mean, it's always possible that he doesn't realize it, so we can go quickly here. I mean, we should survive if he goes for a standard hedge. Ooh, he doesn't get it. Wow, Cambodia also seemed like a decent guess there, and going quickly paid off. So finally, something goes our way there, 16 points. We end the video not that far away from where we started, so it's really not that bad. Yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. A bit of a roller coaster video, definitely like shows that, like, you know, I don't know what it shows, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you later.